Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Are You Smarter Than a Doctor? My name is Anthony. I'll be your host for episode 2 of this high-stakes trivia battle between our resident doctor and one lucky challenger. Challenging our doctor this week, you may remember him from our NFL videos. There he is right there. Our lucky contestant this week is Cousin Steve. Welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Good to be back. Sorry I had to take a little hiatus there. Work and life got in the way of just a couple of buds talking football, but I'm back now. Everything's good. We're solid, and I'm here.
Let's do it. I'm not sure if you know this, Steve, but Dr. West actually lost last week. So he's 0-1. No need to introduce you to Dr. West here. You know, we know who Dr. West is. I'd give him a better introduction, but he did lose last week. So
you guys are rubbing salt in the wounds.
Yeah,
I'm coming out guns blazing this week.
This is your chance to get back to 500, Dr. West. All you gotta do, beat Cousin Steve. But if you guys are ready, let's kick this game show off with round 1. You guys ready to go?
You betcha.
Sir.
All right, round one. If this is your first episode, I will kind of give you a brief introduction to each category. Round 1 is called the list, and here's how this round works. I will ask a question that has multiple correct answers, a la in a list form. We will start with our contestant for question number 1, and players go back and forth giving answers to the list in question, and each correct answer is worth 1 point. If you give an incorrect answer, you are given a strike, and just like in baseball, 3 strikes and you are out for that question. There are 2 lists in round 1, and let's get to the first list. If you are watching at home, hit the pause button after I read the question and write down as many answers as you possibly can in the given time. Question 1 goes to Steve first. Since 2005, there have been 13 different Masters tournament winners. I know you guys are golf fans. Name those green jacket winners.
All right, well, I'm going to start with the easy one. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, he is number 1 on this list for a reason. Tiger Woods is correct, and Steve gets a point. Dr. West.
Yeah, I guess we got to keep going with the easy ones. I'll do Phil Mickelson.
Phil Mickelson, you guys are going to go right down my list, aren't you? Phil Mickelson, number 2, point to Dr. West. Steve.
Sergio Garcia.
Sergio Garcia, did not expect you to get that one that quickly, but that is correct for a point to Steve. Dr. West.
Bubba Watson.
Bubba. Is Bubba on the list? Yeah, of course he's on the list. He's a 2-time Masters winner.
Don't
2012.
scare me like that. I mean, I know I've seen him win. Unless it's like is that the Mandela effect or the... I don't know.
That's not a trivia question either, Dr. West. So don't
We're
worry about
living
it.
in a simulation. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's the Matrix effect. Yeah.
I'll go with Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed? Oh, that is correct as well, of course. Yeah, 2018, right after Sergio. Steve takes the lead right back from Dr. West.
Give me Spieth.
Spieth. Jordan
It's
Spieth.
Speef.
It is. I spelled it incorrectly on here, but it is Spieth. 2015 Masters winner, Steve.
Is that the last time he won anything? Jeez.
It might be, honestly. I do believe so. Yeah.
Easy one. This year's winner, Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson
Ooh.
is on the list. That is correct. 2020.
That completely went by my brain.
Ah,
By my brain.
it was a weird one. It was a November Masters.
Yes.
I'm actually running out now. I remember one more is Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson. That's a throwback. 2007, Dr. West ties it up with Steve. No strikes yet, Steve, through 8 picks.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
I'm with Wes. I'm running out of winners here.
These are probably the most uncommon ones, to be honest, that are left.
Oh boy. I can remember his first name, and I'm blanking on his last name.
Yeah, tell me.
Give you 5 seconds. You
I
can skip you for now, Steve, and give you time to think for a second.
Yeah, I don't. That's my answer.
Sorry, Steve, that is your first strike in this round. Take a couple seconds, gather your thoughts here. Dr. West, where are we going?
This is the last one I remember for sure. Danny Willett.
Danny Willett is correct. Pat Mayo, shout out to you. Won a lot of money off that Masters if you listen to Pat Mayo. Dr. West takes the lead. Steve.
Now I got nothing.
Going.
Oh boy. I might just start throwing out golfers here that I can think of. Shoot. Shoot.
Shoot,
I can't
shoot.
remember. I have a first name, but I don't want to say it because I feel like it'll trigger Wes. I'll go with. I don't know. Xander Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele has not won a Masters, unfortunately, Steve. That will be your
that's
second X, but you are still in the game. One more incorrect answer. Dr. Wes, you are strikeless. He is struggling right now. You can tell with the face palm technique.
I'm just going to throw a random one out. Trevor Immelman.
Trevor Immelman is on the list, Dr.
Oh,
West.
I feel like he won it at some point.
Trevor Immelman, 2008. Only 12 and a half years ago. No big deal. Steve.
Right, NBD.
NBD.
It's going to be randos now if we can't think of them like that.
Green Jacket winners. 3 left since 2005.
Again, there's as soon as you say it, we're like, that's it. But yeah. I'll go with I don't know, Mark Leishman.
Mark Leishman is not correct, Steve. I am sorry. That is 3 strikes. You are out for the rest of this round. Dr. West, you have free reign on the rest of this list.
Yeah, but I'm out of ideas now.
Yeah.
I don't think this is right, but I'll try Jason Day.
Jason Day, not on the list. He has never won a Masters. That is strike 1, Dr. West, but the floor is still yours for this particular list. 10 seconds.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott is on the list. That is correct.
That's it. That's the one.
Was it
like,
Adam?
Adam something, and I couldn't remember his last name.
Oh, that should have went to Dr. West. I apologize. Yeah, I was going to say after this, is it Adam? I figured that'd kind of be the one you had. The last 2 are going to be pretty difficult. Dr. West.
Jeff Ogilvy.
Jeff Ogilvy is a solid but incorrect guess, Dr. West. That is strike 2.
So we're looking for like 2009, 2011.
It's going to be something so random.
When you see them again, you'll be like, I knew that, but their names are pretty random. Dr. West, 5 seconds.
I don't know. Camilo Villegas.
Camilo Villegas is a great guess, but is incorrect. That will do it for this round. Dr. West takes the lead on our Masters list, 7-4. We were missing Angel Cabrera in 2009.
I knew that one.
The big man won in 2009. And the last one, the South African, Charles Schwartzel, won it in 2011. No points for either of those two. Dr. West with a 7-4 lead after list 1. And Dr. West, you get to lead off list number 2 here.
Let's do it.
Let's get to it. List number 2. From A to Z question. There are 13 countries in the world whose name starts with either an A or a Z. Name those countries.
First thing that comes to mind is Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. That does start with a Z and is on the list. Dr. West. 8-4. Steve.
Go with an easy one. Australia.
Australia is on the list, of course.
I hadn't even thought of that one.
9.
I don't think that's an easy one, Steve.
Also a continent, for those who didn't know.
It is.
Ooh. How about Argentina?
Argentina, it is a country, of course it is. It is on the list. Dr. West takes the 4-point lead right back. Steve.
I will go with Zaire.
Ooh.
Zaire is actually not a country.
Might be a capital.
It is not a country. Yep. Strike 1 to Steve.
Austria.
Austria is on the list. Austria is correct. So, Steve, I think Zaire became the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Maybe. I'm not sure. But it is not officially recognized as a country anymore. Yes.
Probably was when you were in high school.
I'm sure there's a stand that starts with a Z as well.
Oh
boy. I'm falling hard here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Racking my brain for places in the world. I'm scanning the world in my head.
There's some big name ones still out there. Give you 5 seconds or so.
Trying to think of A ones. I feel like those are the easy ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything.
All right, strike two. Steve, we'll come back to you here in just a second. Dr. Wes.
Algeria.
Algeria is a country. That is correct. Dr. West to take a 6-point lead in this particular list. Steve, where do you want to go?
I'm thinking of like African countries. And that's where my brain is headed.
I think there's one or two still left on there.
And Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is correct. Yep, Afghanistan topping the list. Steve taking a point, staying alive in this particular list. Dr. Wes.
Albania.
Albania is correct. That is number 2 on the list. You may notice something with how the list looks right now, if that gives away any hints here.
Maybe it's alphabetical order.
Steve, where do you want to go? 6 possible answers left.
Yeah. A names. That's the easy one. But it's very mind-racking. The silence. I don't want this awkward silence.
Imagine there's music playing when I edit this video.
Maybe you should guess Asia. Just guess Asia.
Ah, yes. I'll also guess
points.
Africa.
By Toto.
That's a continent, right?
Locking in Africa?
By Toto.
Oh boy, yeah, Toto. Give me that.
Give you a couple more
I don't
seconds
know.
here. You don't know?
Zaboomafoo.
Zaboomafoo is not the name of a country, a nationally recognized country. It may be somewhere else, but not for this particular list.
In my heart, it is.
It's Dr. West, you have free reign on this list again with 3 strikes to go.
I'm confused because now I don't remember if it's Zaire is what he said or if that was one that I had an idea of. So I'm not going to go there yet. I had a bunch just a second ago. Not a bunch, but a few.
Uh-oh. 5 seconds. Three, 2, 1.
I don't know. Off the top.
Need a guess. All right, strike one. Dr. West,
I
strike
just had a
one.
bunch in my brain.
All right, spill them out then. The list is yours at this current time. What you got in there?
Just give me a minute. I'm
Give
completely
you a
blanking
minute. This is a game
Let it-
show, sir.
Let him Google it.
I
Give me a second.
You
I know
can see
it's-
my hands.
know it's Are You Smarter Than a Doctor, but I mean, I can give you 48 hours if you want. It's gonna be a long video.
Oh boy. We'll check back in 48 hours, folks.
Yeah. we
The
still
total
see
list.
Dr. West sitting there in that same position.
He hasn't moved.
Give you a couple seconds, Dr. West.
Armenia.
Armenia is on the list. That is correct. Armenia is a country, Dr. West. Taking a 7-point lead here over cousin Steve. Timer has been reset. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to say the Halo level, Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, not on the list. Pulling video games out, but Zanzibar is not on the list. Dr. West, it is strike 2. Last strike, or a correct answer, keeps you in this list. Smells like bacon. He's thinking.
Burning.
5 seconds, Dr. West.
Zaire. Did he already say that? I don't know.
Zaire was guessed by Steve, and that was incorrect.
I planted it in my brain.
Yeah.
There's another Z one that I was thinking of earlier.
The Jedi
I believe it
mind
was a
tricks.
country at one point.
It's
but-
yep, not on this list. Let's go through what's remaining here. Number 4. I don't know if you all would have ever gotten this one. Andorra is on the list.
Like in the Caribbean, I think.
Yep. Number 5, Angola.
Ah.
Number 6, Antigua.
Nope.
Definitely.
Y'all
would've
missed
known
out
that.
on the AN countries, it sounds like. They've been
Mhm.
neglected. 11,
Northward.
Azerbaijan.
Ugh.
And our Z country that we have left, Zambia, is the
Zambia,
last
that's
remaining
the one. I had
country.
that in my brain before you said Zaire.
There is the list.
So just,
Zaire,
like, something into
Zambia. Either way, Dr. West, after round 1, our list round, takes a 13-6 lead into our second round. Let's get to it, guys. Round 2, categories. Here's how this round will work. The player with the lowest score from round 1 goes first, which will be Cousin Steve. And there are 7 different categories to choose from, ranging from 3 categories worth 3 points apiece to 2 categories worth 7 points apiece, including the Doctor's Orders category, a category chosen by Dr. West before the episode started. Here's another question, though. Each question will be millionaire style with 4 possible answers. Only 1 is correct. Whoever chose the category will get the first chance to answer the question, but beware. If you get the question wrong, your opponent will have a chance to steal those points away from you. And at the end of this round, each player will have picked 3 categories, 3 questions apiece, leaving 1 category over for Dr. West, who gets to decide if that question will be asked to our challenger, Cousin Steve. He'll get to answer that question first. Let's see those categories for this episode. We've got, for 3 points, movies, geography, and comics. 5 points, currency and words. 7 points, big hitters. We've got video games, and the Doctor's Orders category is science. So, Steve, what you feeling here?
I'm gonna try to catch up here early, or take a big L and get spanked. But I think I'll go with video games.
Video games for 7. Let's see the question. What year was Super Mario Bros. 3 originally released in the United States for the NES? Was it A, 1986, B, 1988, C, 1990, or D, 1992? What you thinking?
I believe that the first 2 had come out in the 80s, but I think that the SNES didn't show up until like 93 or 94. So it was probably shortly after that. So I'm gonna go with D, 1992.
1992 is not correct. I'm sorry, Steve. 1992 is not correct. Dr. West, you have a chance to steal here. What are you thinking?
That would have been my guess. So I guess I'm going to go one step down and go 1990.
1990 is, in fact, the correct answer for this question. Super Mario Bros. 3 was released in 1990. Dr. West steals the 7 points away, Steve. I'm very sorry. And Dr. West now gets to choose the next category.
You know, I was thinking to myself, like, choosing science because I wanted more science stuff, but Steve is like a nuclear reactor worker or something, so he probably knows science. I'm going to go with, let's do words for 5.
Words for 5. Okay.
Oh,
the words
are
question. Without factoring in any word bonuses as a result of the tiles on the board or any word length bonuses, using standard Scrabble tile scoring, how many points would the word xylophone be worth?
Jeez.
Talk this one out. A, 18, B, 21, C, 24, or D, 27?
Let's see, 3. I'm guessing, I don't want to give Steve too much because I might miss this, but I think L is 2. I think the vowels are 1, so that's 5. I think P is 4, so that would be 9. H, maybe, let's say 3. And then X, Y, maybe 8 apiece, 16. Oh, that's too much. See, bad math. 2, 4, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to go 24.
24 is correct, Dr. West. Xylophone will be worth 24 points. The X is 8 points. The Y and the H are 4 points. P is 3. And then L is actually 1 point with the vowels. So 24 is correct.
Better to be lucky than good, people.
Taking 5 points here for words. Steve, you got to play a little bit catch up here, man. Where do you want to go? Categories.
Well, I guess. So, quick question. Am I allowed to go with science? Or does
You
Wes
are.
have to call that?
You
Okay.
are allowed to go with science. It is an available
Okay.
category.
That's why I was saying I shouldn't have. You're the nuclear reactor guy.
I know some stuff. I'm all right. So I will go with science.
Going with science. Taking doctor's orders away from Dr. Wes. Your question in science, Steve. Denoted by atomic number 80 on the periodic table, Hg is the
Yeah.
symbol for which
Come
element?
on.
Is it
That's
gold,
Mercury.
silver,
It's gonna
Chip
cut you
lead,
off. It's
or
just-
mercury? Mercury?
Come on.
We were actually talking about
Skip. Oh man.
Iron
chemistry and all that stuff
lead.
before the show, and
That's
it
what
happens
was
to be the science question. Mercury is correct. Steve taking doctor's orders away from Dr. Wes, and 7 points.
I was trying to count Scrabble points, and he just got a shot from a 7-pointer. So God bless you.
All right. Dr. West, the board is yours.
I will go with currency.
Currency for 5. It's funny. Last game we went all 3-pointers first.
Yeah.
Now we're going big hitters. Currency for 5. Which president currently appears on a standard $20 bill? A. Andrew Jackson. B. Alexander Hamilton. C. Thomas Jefferson. D. Ulysses S. Grant.
Well, I know Alexander Hamilton isn't a president, so that's a start. I think I'm pretty sure it's Andrew Jackson. Let's do Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson is the correct answer. Congratulations, Dr. West. 5 points here. 30-13 lead. We've got the cheapies left, if you will, left in this category or in this round. Steve, where do you want to go?
I feel like I'll go with one that's kind of in my wheelhouse. I'll go with comics.
Comics for 3 points. A reporter for the Daily Planet. What is the actual name of Superman's alter ego? Do you even need me to read the answer, Steve?
I don't, actually. It is the Clark Kent.
It is, in fact, Clark Kent. That is a correct answer. Steve takes 3 points. 30-16. Dr. West, last pick of this round.
I'm going to go with geography.
Geography for 3. Getting back to our list that we just had before, what is the capital city of Australia? That was mentioned in our geography list. Is it A, Sydney, B, Canberra, C, Brisbane, or D, Melbourne?
I hope it's not something tricky like Melbourne, but I'm pretty sure it's Sydney. Final answer.
Going with Sydney. Sydney is not correct, Dr. West. Sydney is not the capital of Australia. I believe it is the biggest city, not the capital. Steve, chance to steal here. What are you thinking?
It is Melbourne, D.
It is actually not Melbourne either. The capital of Australia is Canberra.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
okay.
here-
The 3-pointer goes by the wayside.
Wow. And there was the
Okay.
atomic number of Mercury.
Yeah, no, it's Mercury, not the capital of Australia. That's okay. Well, Dr. West, this is the pivotal
Canberra.
point in the round here. We have movies left, but the question will go to Steve. Would you like this question to be asked to Steve first?
I do not want it to be asked.
We will skip this question then. That is part of the rules of this round. That will take us to our after round 2 score. We've got Dr. West with 30. Steve, got some catch up to do here in round 3 with 16 points, but we can do it here in round 3. Round 3 is guess the number. Get your pens and paper ready. Here's how this round will work. I will ask a question where the correct answer is a number. I'll read the question, and you have 15 seconds to write down a number answer. You will both reveal your answers at the same time, and I'll input your answers, then reveal the correct answer. Whomever is closest to the correct number, whether you are higher or lower, will win 3 points for that question, and there are 3 questions in this round. Question number 1, and guess that number. Rounded to the nearest full number, how many feet are in a kilometer?
Oh boy, so that's...
How many feet are in a kilometer? Write down your answers now. Should have just said mile, but that would have been too easy, I feel like.
Probably.
How many feet are in a kilometer? Let's do some cross counting here. We got 5 seconds. I'll have you both reveal your answers to this question. 3, 2, 1. Please reveal your answers. Dr. West, 3,050. Steve? Paper's taking up your screen, Steve.
Says, hang on. It'll make it work. You can read.
2733. That is your guess. The correct answer for how many feet are in a kilometer is 3,281. Dr. West was closer, taking the 3 points for this question. That will take us to round 2. Steve, this is a must win on this question. Let's go. As of January 22nd, 2021, Drew Brees currently has the record for most passing yards in NFL history. How many passing yards does Drew Brees have? How many passing yards in his career does Drew Brees have? Let's see here. How many passing yards does he have? 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Please reveal. Dr. Wes. 44,781. Steve, your guess. 51,788. The correct answer for how many passing yards does Drew Brees have in his NFL career is an astounding 80,358 passing yards in his career. Steve was closest, missing by 28,000 yards. Hey,
Nailed it.
that'll work. 28,000 was closer than Dr. West, taking the 3 points in question number 2. Question number 3. In what year did King Henry VIII of England die?
Whoa.
Testing the history here a little bit. In what year did King Henry VIII of England die?
This is going to be embarrassing. Do I get it? The correct century is the question.
Oh boy. 5 more seconds here. Looks like you both are good to go. Go ahead and reveal. Dr. West, we'll go ahead and enter yours here first. 1804. Steve says 1661. The year in which King Henry VIII of England died was, Dr. West, not even close, 1547. Steve takes it off by about 100 years. Dr. West missed him by basically a millennium.
Yeah, I was thinking King George because he was in Alexander Hamilton, the Hamilton, the play. That was King George, not King Henry, so that's a problem.
Sounds like I should have a reading comprehension question the next time for Dr.
Well,
West.
no, just don't drink beer when you're doing trivia.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. Cheers to round 3. Dr. West takes an 11-point lead. This is very interesting here. An 11-point lead over Steve into the final round. If you guys are ready, let's get to the categories in the final round. You guys ready to go?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Okay. The 4 categories to choose from here in the final round. I guess I should probably explain how the round works first. There are 4 categories to choose from, each with 1 question. Dr. West, you will pick Steve's category first. Then, Steve, you will pick one of the remaining 3 categories for Dr. West. Once your categories are locked in, you'll have 15 seconds to write down your wager, of which must be at least half of your points. When the wagered points are revealed and locked in, I will start with our challenger and his question. Steve, this is your chance to put the pressure back on Dr. West with the correct answer. You will have 20 seconds to answer the question. If your answer is correct, you get the number of points. If it's incorrect, you lose those points. Very similar to Jeopardy and how this game works. The person at the end of this round with the most points will win the game. Your categories are, for the final question, sports, history, television, and music. Dr. West, what is Steve's category? What are you thinking here?
I know he knows a lot about sports. I'm going to say music.
Music is Steve's category. Steve, what is Wes's category from the remaining 3?
So yeah, like Wes said, I'm not going to pick sports. So, and I don't know what he knows about television. So depending on what, it could go either way. It could be something really hard or something really easy, but I'll go with history.
History for Dr. West. Steve,
Thank
your
God, 'cause I don't know
category
anything about television.
is music. And Wes, your category is history. Write down your wagers now. You have 10 seconds to write down your wagers, and we will reveal at the same time. You must risk at least half of your points. This is what the game comes down to. Okay. Steve, what did you risk? 15 points. Dr. West, what did you risk? 17 points. The game is alive.
The game is afoot.
Let's go.
Aha.
Steve, your category was music. Your question. In 1984, the record for most Grammy Awards won in one night was set with 8 awards won by which artist? Tell me what you're thinking.
So I have someone in mind. I don't know if this is right. I imagine it's someone's big from the 80s. Someone who was very popular through that area and who had a very large album during that time. I'm thinking Thriller, so I'm thinking Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, locking that in.
I think
Yes,
that's right.
final answer.
Okay, Michael Jackson is Steve's answer. The correct answer, for the record, in 1984, most Grammy Awards won in one night by one artist with 8, was Michael Jackson.
Woo!
Congratulations, Steve, putting the pressure back on Dr. West.
no.
15 points to take the lead. Dr. West, you must get this question right to win.
Can't get beat again.
Your category was history. Your question in the category of history was, just before 8 a.m. on December 7th, 1941,
Ooh,
Pearl Harbor was attacked on what day of the week?
I'm actually reading a book currently about this. It's called Fire and Fortitude. The day of the week was a Sunday because they were all hungover after partying all Saturday night.
Wes has entered Sunday as his answer. The correct answer for what day Pearl Harbor was attacked on December 7th, 1941 was Sunday. Congratulations, Dr. West. Correct answer. The final score, Dr. West takes the game here with a score of 50. Steve, valiant effort at the very end, man. Came up with 37 points. Would have beat Dr. West in episode 1. Unfortunately, did not quite do it here. You know what you have to do, Steve. I'm very sorry.
Well, I agreed to this at the beginning of the game. Unfortunately, I lost. But my name is Steve, and I am not smarter than a doctor.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for participating. Congratulations to Dr. West. He brings his record to 1-1. And we hope to see you guys in the next episode of Are You Smarter Than a Doctor? Take care, guys.